pianohooks.com for full lessons, and the Piano Hooks Patreon page for more advanced tutorials. For now, here's the simple version. For the song What is Love by Haddaway, we're going to learn the intro in 4 parts. The right hand is going to be playing a little bit higher than the middle of a keyboard. On this 88 key keyboard, I have a group of 3 black keys and a group of 2 black keys, and the exact center of this keyboard happens to be right in between those 2 groups. For the right hand, we're going to be focusing on the top black key of that group of 3. And then we need another key as well, the white key in between the group of 2 black keys, just above. For the left hand, we're going to find a lower group of 3 black keys than the middle. And if your keyboard is long enough, we're going to go down even further and find a low group of 3 black keys. And we will be playing the white key in between the bottom 2 black keys of that group of 3. So this is the starting position for part 1. And part 1 goes like this. As you notice, the right hand is playing 2 keys at the same time. Right now, I'm using my pointer finger and my ring finger to play. You can use your thumb and your middle finger if you would like. Probably not your middle finger and your pinky, because those are a little bit weaker, especially the pinky. Once you have chosen what fingers you want to use here, your left hand is just playing single tones, so that should be fairly straightforward. Now both hands will play at the same time. The right hand plays this once, then twice, 3 times, 4 times, and instead of playing it a 5th time, we keep that bottom key and change this top one to this black key. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and on 5 we change the top one. Now if these fingers are kind of strange for you, again you can switch to whichever you'd like to use. Let's try that again. So hands together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and change the top. 5. Now rhythm is very important, so let's focus on that now. Both hands go together. The left hand simply plays and holds, so we don't have to worry about that. But the right hand goes long, long, medium, long, and then for short, we play the last bit there where we change the top key. And again, long, long, medium, long, short. And a little bit faster. Long, long, medium, long, short. For part 2, the right hand plays the same position as part 1. The left hand, however, moves from this white key up to the top black key of that group of 3 black keys we were playing. And this will be the starting position of part 2. Part 2 goes like this. The nice thing about part 2 is the right hand does exactly the same thing it did in part 1. The only difference now is the left hand is playing and holding a different key. So once we have found that position, let's get right into focusing on the rhythm. So hands go together and we go long, long, medium, long, short. And again, long, long, medium, long, short. Parts 1 and 2 are playing exactly the same right hand part. The only difference is the left hand moves from here in part 1 to here in part 2. So let's review parts 1 and 2 together. First thing we will do is focus on the right keys. So once we have our starting position here, both hands go together. The right hand plays this once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, then changes. Then it resets and the left hand moves up to play this black key. Hands go together, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then the right hand changes that top key. Let's try it with the proper rhythm. So hands together. Long, long, medium, long, short, move. Long, long, medium, long, short. And again. Long, long, medium, long, short. Move the left hand. Long, long, medium, long, short. Okay, and now without me saying we're moving the left hand, we're just going to do it with no pausing. So hands together, here we go. Long, long, medium, long, short. Long, long, medium, long, short. A lot of the time in music, the hardest part is playing with the proper rhythm, because that really challenges your technique when you're trying to play really fast or get a move done at the proper time so that you get the sound that you really want. So really focus on your rhythm. What song should I do next? Leave a comment below. For part 3, the left hand now has moved up again. So we had in part 1 a white key, quite low. In part 2, the top black key of this group of 3 black keys. And now in part 3, we move up even higher and play the white key in between these 2 black keys. For the right hand, we had this position for parts 1 and 2. The only thing that we're going to change here is this bottom key. We're just going to slide it down and play a white key instead. So now we're playing these 2 white keys, and we have 2 white keys in between them. So this is the starting position for part 3, and part 3 goes like this. So once we have found the starting position, the nice thing is the rhythm is exactly the same in the right hand, just as it was in parts 1 and 2. So both hands go together. Let's focus on the right keys first here. So we go hands together, the right hand played once, then twice, 3 times, 4 times, and on 5, this top key moves up to this nearest black key. So again, hands together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now for the proper rhythm. Notice I've changed my fingers now. So I'm using my thumb and my middle finger because That feels more comfortable than stretching these two fingers out. And also, I have to play higher. And in part 4, I'm going to go even higher, so I don't want to be limited by using the last finger in my hand. I want to make sure I have more fingers left after. So I'm using my thumb and my middle finger here. Okay, so hands together, we have long, long, medium, long, short. And again. Long, long, medium, long, short. For the left hand, we have this white key to start, jumps up to a black key, and then jumps up to this white key. Now this makes up a chord. We call it a triad because it is your smallest form of a chord. You have 3 tones to relate to. And if you notice, it makes kind of a rooftop shape. One thing I really like to do when I'm playing piano is look for shapes. That helps me memorize a lot better. Even though I know what key we're in this case we are in G minor, it's still nice to just focus on the shapes, because when you end up playing very fast, you're not really looking and naming the keys as you're playing. You're just playing a shape. So we have this shape here. Now for the right hand, we have actually the other 2 keys of that chord that I was showing you here in the left hand. So we're playing these 2 keys, and then for parts 1 and 2, it stays in this position, and part 3 changes to that. So a very small move here. Once we have our starting position for part 1, then let's try putting all of this together and focusing on the proper rhythm. So hands together. Long, long, medium, long, short. Move the left hand. Long, long, medium, long, short. Move the left hand and move the right hand. So the top key stays the same and the bottom one changes. Long, long, medium, long, short. Okay, and again, from part 1 here, hands together, long, long, medium, long, short. Move the left hand, long, long, medium, long, short. Move the left hand and the right hand. Long, long, medium, long, short. Okay, without any hesitations. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Long, long, medium, long, short. Long, long, medium, long, short. Long, long, medium, long, short. Okay, let's add part 4 now. For the left hand, we had played this low white key to start off in part 1, jumped up in part 2, jumped up in part 3. Now we're going to drop way down for part 4 and play the white key just below the first white key we played in part 1. Another way you can look at this is play the white key to the left of a group of 3 black keys. For the right hand, in part 3, we went from here to here, and now we're going to keep this bottom white key, but move the top up to play this very high white key to the left of this group of 3 black keys. So we have a big space in between. 1, 2, 3, 4 white keys. in between these two. So you can use your thumb and your pinky, your thumb and your ring finger. If you really like using your middle finger, you feel it's stronger, you can do that stretch if you'd like as well. Okay, so we have our starting position for part 4, and part 4 goes like this. So unlike parts 1, 2, and 3, where we always had to change that top key, we just keep this position for part 4. Now, if you are using the pinky, try not to use the side of it, because that's a weak way to play. You want to get used to using the tip of your finger, this soft, cushy part here. So once we have found that position, just get used to playing these two keys together. Again, you can use whichever fingers you would like. We play hands together, and we can focus on the rhythm right away. Same rhythm as the other parts. Here we go. Long, long, medium, long, short. Again. Long, long, medium, long, short. Let's review parts 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, the left hand has this rooftop shape, playing this triad here, and then at the end, it drops below for part 4. For the right hand, parts 1 and 2 start here. Part 3, the bottom key changed, and in part 4, the top key changes here. Okay, so we find our starting position. We'll focus on just the keys first, and then the rhythm. So hands together, play 1, 2, 3, 4. On 5, the top key changes. Then we reset. The left hand jumps up to this black key. 1, 2, 3, 4. Top key changes for 5. Reset, but move the bottom key down and change your fingering if you'd like. Left hand jumps up to play the white key in between the two black keys. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4. On 5, we move up just the top key. And then for part 4, the bottom stays the same in the right hand, and the top goes up to this white key, to the left of a group of 3 black keys. The left hand, if you notice, we have 3 black keys. We're playing the top key here to the left. The left hand is going to do a very similar thing, but play much lower. Hands go together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No change with these 2 keys. Okay, now we should focus on the rhythm. So we go long, long, medium, long, short. Move the left hand. Long, long, medium, long, short. Both hands kind of change here. Long, long, medium, long, short. Top key here, and the left hand does a big drop down. Long, long, medium, long, short. Okay, one more time with no hesitations. Hands together. Long, long, medium, long, short. 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 you're playing to the next level, become a member at pianohooks.com. And if you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe.